If you're always on the go but you want to stay updated to the latest news and happenings in the US stock market without spending too much time, then you have come to the right video, because I will be showing you 6 different mobile apps that I myself use almost on a daily basis. And I will separate this into 3 different segments. Firstly, news app, where you can get updates and newsletters, and second, data app, where you can get those important economic dates, earnings announcements, company financials, etc. And lastly, portfolio tracker app, where you can track your investment performance all under one single roof, especially if you have multiple stock brokerage accounts like me. Let's begin with news app Bloomberg, one of the global leaders in financial news and information, and boy must I say, this is my favorite app that I get all of my news and breaking updates in real time. Just imagine having all the details on most popular US stocks, commodities, currencies and bonds right at your fingertips. And the best of all, their articles are so well written, and there's something about it that keeps me reading, because they provide such a complete context of the story and they don't overdo it with complex jargons that will be a pain to read for a lot of people, even for seasoned readers like myself. And compared to the other news app, their design is simply the best. Black and white, no flashy colors, and the fonts and spacing, everything. It's a pleasure to just pull up from your pocket and have just a quick swipe to get updated with the latest news. And of course, they are also available on iPad as well as the desktop websites. And pro tip here, before you attend any business events or just gatherings with smart people, this app, if you just swipe through it and read their titles alone, you are more or less caught up with the latest news, and you will also sound like a well-informed professional. Tried it, done it, give it a try yourself. And another thing that is super useful that is free is their email newsletter subscription that you can find on the Bloomberg app. And by going to the settings menu, and then you can subscribe to a list of different types of news depending on what you like. Personally, I could not recommend enough the 5 things to start your day series, because you are basically given a full picture of the main news in a single email. Again, for free. So if you have ever wondered how I get up to speed with the daily happenings in the stock market, this is essentially my secret. But of course, when everything is free, there must be a catch, right? Well, yes, Bloomberg only allows around 3 full articles of reading every single month, if I'm not mistaken. And if you want more reading, then you would have to subscribe to them for like $149 for the first year, which is about 60 ringgit a month. And after that, it renews for $299 annually. And of course, I do subscribe to it, and I pay close to $35 a month, and here's the proof. And is it worth it? In my honest opinion, absolutely. Their app is literally everything you ever need for news and updates. But just before you click off, I have another free alternative for you later in this video, so stay tuned for that. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on that one. And one other app that I personally read a lot too is the CNBC app. And if you guys have been following my Instagram stories, you probably have seen me taking a lot of screenshots from it. And yes, that's because they always have a very good summary in a few bullet points, and their articles are mostly free, except for certain premium ones where of course you can pay to read them. But if you ask me, the free ones are just as good and can get the job done for you as well. And there are of course more useful news apps like Financial Times, Reuters, Wall Street Journal. They are all good, don't get me wrong, but their interface doesn't look as clean to me, and sometimes they can get a little bit too bloated with ads. Maybe it's just me, but hey, feel free to try it out for yourself. They are great alternatives as well. Now, moving on, let's talk about data, company financials, earnings announcements and whatnot. Those are what I would call are the most important part of your investment research, and for that purpose, I highly recommend you the investing.com app. It's another free app, but man, if you want easy access to economic data releases, this is the best place for you to go. And under this Explore tab, you can see a list of all the economic data that will be released soon. And of course, you can also click into this View All button and filter them. And like for mine, I like to filter them to show the data for United States, which is US only, and also with an importance of 3 stars only, and that way we get the most important numbers without being overwhelmed by all the smaller data. So gone are the days where you need to ask, when is the next CPI inflation data coming out, or how much interest rate did the US Fed just hike or cut? all of your questions will be answered in this tab. And the same thing can be done with company earnings announcement. It's literally in the tab beside it, and just go into it and filter it to US and 3-star ratings only, and there you go, the list of big US companies that are going to release their earnings results soon. And when you tap into any of them, you get access to all of their companies' earnings results, historical financials, stock analysis, company profile, etc. You know the drill. All the important company data under one single roof. And this investing.com app, you got to try it for yourself. And I did not pay for the app because I think the features that they provide in the free version are more than good enough, and I'm just here for what they are good at, which is their economic and earnings calendar. And one other app in this category that is well loved by both traders and investors in the stock market world is TradingView. And even though their main app is best used on the desktop platform, their mobile app packs a lot of useful information for you as well. But more importantly, they look amazing and feels even amazing to use. And I'm sure those B-roll shots that you're watching right now, you can agree with me that everything looks super intuitive. So just like investing.com, you can get a lot of information on the stock as well as the company financials, which covers a very comprehensive range of data like trading statistics, actual versus estimated earnings, dividends, financial statement, analyst rating, etc. All very useful data, and the best of all, they are all free and updated in real time. Now, that is very hard to beat. Anyways, let's look at the last category I have for you today, which is the portfolio trackers. And for some investors, they like to track their time-weighted returns and ROI, etc. in a fancy plotted chart in a Google spreadsheet, whatnot, which is a good thing, but sometimes they can be overwhelming for beginners. As for me, I'm a simple man and I like to keep it simple, and I only track the simple return of my investments since I usually just buy and hold and seldom trade actively. And this is why I personally like what Yahoo Finance offers, a very simple and easy to use app that you can download for free as well, and add any US stocks or ETFs that you are tracking or currently invested in. And when you buy any shares, just go to the holdings section to add the number of shares you bought and the price that you paid for each share, and there you go, a very simple and fast way to track your stock portfolio's performance. And the best part is you can also track key data like your average cost per share, total gain, and percent gain in your favorite currency like ringgit, or just set it to default US dollar. It's up to you to customize. And before you guys ask me, this is not my actual stock portfolio, this is just a mock-up, and I don't intend to mislead anyone here, alright? You know what I invest in my actual stock portfolio. And on that note, Yahoo Finance also works like the previous app, where you can get detailed information on the company's financials and valuation statistics as well, which are mostly provided by Morningstar, a reputable global market data provider. And if there's anyone asking me which app I check almost on a daily basis, this has got to be it. And on both Android and iPhone, you can set up a widget on your home screen and quickly access to them. What's there not to love, right? But above everything, there is one single investing super app that provides all of the features that I have mentioned earlier, and that is moomoo, the sponsor of this video. And trust me when I say this, even if they don't sponsor me, I would say the same thing too. I mean, the app will speak for itself. It is nothing less than world class. You can gain access to the earnings calendar at one tap of a button under the Markets and Explore tab, and you can gain access to a plethora of upcoming companies' earnings announcements. And at the side of it, you can also click it to save it to your calendar so that you don't miss the earnings. And under the Discover and News tab, they have the Economic Data Calendar, which you can also filter just like investing.com app to only show you the most important data in the US, like the jobs report, rate hikes, PMI data, whatever, you name it, they got it here for you. And remember earlier in this video where I mentioned that you needed to subscribe to some of the news apps like Bloomberg to gain full access to the market news and articles, right? Well, this app got you covered as well, because you can now gain full access to those live news and reports from the likes of Bloomberg and Benzinga, etc. for free. And this, in my opinion, feels illegal. It's amazing how a free app like this can help us save so much money. And of course, you can expect no less when it comes to the company information that they provide. Anything that you can think of, they have it for both investors and traders. Like literally, I can't think of a single feature that is missing from their app. They have covered an extensive range of charting tools, real-time level 2 US market data, news and analysis, etc. But most importantly, for investors, moomoo offers one of the most complete range of company financials I've ever seen on a single app before. And they have the company's revenue breakdown, operations data to give you a better idea of the business performance, earnings and sales estimates, a plethora of financial indicators ranging from the widely used EPS, earnings per share, to free cash flow, current ratio, etc. And down there you can have access to the 3 main financial statements: income statement, balance sheet, and also your cash flow statement. And if you click into the profile tab right beside financials, you will be able to access this analyst ratings tab, which looks simple on the outside, but when you tap inside in, you can see the analyst consensus and target prices for the stock. And when you scroll downwards, you can see what are their current and historical price targets as well. If you ask me, this is almost a feature that is unseen on a free app. I mean, you can literally spend hours just going through all the data provided here and walk away being well informed on any given stock or ETF. Huge props to them. This is a very well designed app and jam-packed with information for both investors and also traders. And remember guys, whatever I'm showing you here is whatever I can squeeze into this 10 to 15 minutes video. They have a lot more features to offer you over on their desktop trading platform as well, which is again free to be downloaded for both Mac and Windows PC. So do use my link down below to check them out. And you definitely do not want to miss out on such a super tool for your investment journey. And before you ask, at this moment you can register for a moomoo ID and gain access to the 24/7 premium news content, tons of learning materials, as well as explore the full set of trading features that they offer on their app. So feel free to download them right now. Alright, that's all I have for you right now. Let me know in the comments down below if you have learned something new from this video, or if you have any other apps that I've missed out on as well. Let me know in the comments down below. I'm sure this will not be the last video that I'm making about these apps, because I'm always exploring and looking for better finance and investment tools for all of you. So remember to hit the like and subscribe button to not miss out on my future uploads. Thank you so much for watching, and as usual, I will see you in the next one.